G'day everybody, welcome to this first episode of my Suzuki GSX 1200 build. It was made in the year 2000. I picked it up from Guy Down the Road in some pretty rough shape. It had been repainted and somebody had been doing burnouts on it, so I saw a bit of life in it. I rode it. It runs alright, needs a bit of a tune-up, but I am going to show you the process in me building this into a custom bike. There's stuff, all information out there on GSX 1200s. Because I guess they were very popular in Europe, but not so much in the rest of the world. I guess there's a few here in New Zealand. They're a naked tourer, but there didn't seem to be much over in the States, which is obviously where the bulk of the information comes out of as far as these builds, because obviously the population density. But I'll give you a look. Here she is. I've obviously got a bit ahead of myself as far as stripping it down without videoing, but it's still mostly there. I haven't done anything drastic. I'll put a video video up on the screen of what it was like when I bought it, and here it is, a 2000 GSX 1200, and a picture of what the stock standard looks like. So I'm not a big fan of the cafe racer look. I mean, I like it, I can appreciate it, but it's not my style of riding. I don't like the leant over with the clip-ons, you know. So what I'm going to do is, Brickhouse Builds has a CX500 build. It's a tracker style, and I do like that. Now, it's obviously a different bike, it's a different frame, different tank, all that, you know, but it's just going to be, I'm not sure if I'll be able to say it's one or the other, you know, a tracker, brat, cafe, but it'll be a custom build, what I like. So I'll show you what I'm sort of thinking. So I was going to do an upside down conversion, but it's just far too costly for what I'm going to do. So I'm going to I'll rebuild the forks, repaint the legs and the triples, and then frame will be powder coated once I finish doing the mods on it. The tank, I still have to do some better panel repairing. I had a rough job the other day, but I'm going to do it better. The tank will stay as far as structurally. I might lower it down on the back here slightly. Swing arm will come off and be powder coated with the frame. A few different little pieces on here. Same rear setup as far as suspension goes, but at the moment you can see the frame comes up like this, which is not really what the style I'm going to go for. What I want to do is I'm going to weld it further up here, come straight back. I'm going to have to strengthen this as I go if I need to, and then it'll have an upswept hoop at the back. And then, you can see from the back angle, the frame comes in like this. Now, I'm going to do a couple of cardboard mock-ups to see how I like it, but my plan is to go straight, like so, and weld it to the frame up there. But the only thing I'm worried about is it might be too wide for your legs, but like I said, I'll do some mock-ups and we'll see how we get on. Now, obviously I'll do a electrics tray up here. I'm thinking about a little cowling here to hide the battery in. I'm going to put a set of Renthal super low street bars on there, because I like that upright riding style. Trying to think, and it's going to take a while. I'm going to be using the best sort of components I can afford, because I'm keeping it for myself and I want it to be safe and what I want. So it's going to take a while, just financially wise, to be able to buy all the good parts, but I'm going to be using a lot of the stuff from Purpose Built Moto in Australia. I really like what they've got there as far as headlights and their bar controls and their muffler. I'm a big fan of that, so I'm going to be using that. So follow along, let me know what you think. Hopefully this will help the next person who tries to do a GSX 1200, because like I said, there's not much information out there about it. But I'm going to continue with the strip down, so just I'll put you on a time lapse or something and you can follow along. I'm not going to tell you guys what color it's going to be or any of that stuff, because that's a bit of it'll be a good surprise for the end. So follow along and we'll see how we get on. Now I'm currently in the process of pulling the airbox out, because I'm going to go with possibly individual pods or there's ones you can get where it's 2 into 1. So I'm going to be running pod filters on here, get rid of the airbox. Obviously I'll be doing a carb reject, but at the moment you can see in here, or maybe you can see, depends how dark it is, the bottom of the airbox is hitting the alternator, so I'm pulling the alternator out at the moment so I can get that out. I actually don't think I can get the airbox out without dropping the engine, but I'm going to have a look in the manual because I do have a workshop manual which I bought. But yeah, it's not looking good. Okay, so it looks like I can't get the airbox out without pulling the engine out. So I was looking at the workshop manual I've got, and it had a list, pretty cool list actually, of things you can remove while the engine's still in. Airbox not one of them. It shows you removing it after the engine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get cracking on that because I don't need the engine in there to do what I need to do as far as frame modifications, because I know that it's going to clear everywhere that I need it to. So got all of the obviously auxiliary bits to take off so I can get the engine out, oil cooler. We've got our mounts. Oh, you can't really see in there, but on this side here, which you probably can't see, there's 2 bolts here. And then 2 bolts down here, and this part of the frame actually comes off this side. Then you put a jack underneath and lower the engine out. Yet to know what I'm going to do with that. I've got just a regular trolley jack there I can modify, like make something for. I also have a couple of car scissor jacks that I might be able to modify to have a big plate on the bottom to make it more sturdy, and a bit of a jig on the top to hold the engine. We'll figure that out. Once that's off, I'm going to put the front wheel back on. Front wheel on. Going to lower that back onto the ground. Going to make a clamp for the front so it can sit on both its wheels. So that way I can get the correct positioning for the correct... I need the bike to be sitting flat on its wheels so I know where to cut the frame and how I'm going to modify the subframe essentially to get the look I want. I also really want to get a some sort of a, I'm not going to be able to afford a lift, but make up a wooden frame for this bike to sit on so it's higher up off the ground so I don't have to bend over so far. But yeah, keep watching. Okay, so that's all I've got time for today. Well, this morning. I've got stuff to do inside now. But I'll show you where I've gotten up to. We've made a bit of progress, I'll show you. So, pulled the wiring harness back. So that's all clear there. Taking the coils out. On the other side, oil coolers off, as you would have seen me show you. Taking this, the alternators out, and the cover here for the front sprocket and the where the clutch slave cylinder is. Taking that off. It looked like the slave cylinder was leaking, judging by the fact that there's paint missing off the steel here. So looks like the brake fluid, because if you don't know, brake fluid, if it's not mineral oil, brake fluid like a .4 is very corrosive to paint. It'll strip the paint. So that's gone. Gear linkage is off. Sorry, shifter. So yeah, it's pretty much just a case now unbolting our mounts all around and dropping the motor out. So there's some good progress for this morning. Keep an eye out for the next video. Keep them reasonably short, I think, so people don't lose interest. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.